Chapter 9 The Disappointment You've Got to Believe. The songs of chatty birds and the bright sunlight woke me up. I rubbed my eyes and yawned, and then I remembered the news about my dad. My sunny day turned dark. I washed, got dressed, and grabbed my backpack. I tossed in my notebook, Dad's journal, my water bottle, and sunglasses. I pulled on my army ball cap. Downstairs, the house looked quiet. No lights were on in the kitchen. I sighed, thinking Honey was back to being sad. I walked across the living room to her room. I knocked. Come in. Honey was still in bed and her eyes were puffy. A pile of crumpled tissues sat on her nightstand. Good morning, darling, she said in a shaky voice. I didn't smile back. I was hungry and feeling sad myself. I need to mail something. I lifted a white sealed envelope. What's this? A letter for Dad. All I need is an address and a stamp. Oh, okay. What a good idea, Honey said with a nod of approval. She reached out for the envelope with one hand, with the other slid on black-framed glasses. Honey tilted her chin sideways to inspect the envelope. She pulled out an old ratty-looking address book from her bedside drawer and handed it to me. You'll find the address of your father's hospital in there, on that piece of paper on top. And wait a minute. She pulled out 2 stamps from the drawer. Here, take these. Feels a bit heavy. Best to add another stamp. You don't want it returned, do you? Then go to the community mailboxes. You'll see a box for off-island mail. I turned to go. Jake, she called after me. Don't you want some breakfast? There's no milk. My voice went flat. Yes, I saw that it's gone. I ordered some from town. It should be here today with more bread, that peanut butter you like, and a few other supplies too. Okay, good, I thought. There's cereal, if you can eat it dry. I grimaced at the memory of tiny bugs I had found in an old stale cereal box. I had better luck trying to find wild berries in the woods like Sam in my side of the mountain. I'll eat when I get back. I'm going to do my chores and then meet up with Lovey and Macon at the dock. I headed toward the door. She hollered after me. Child, how do you survive off the meager amount of food I see you eat? I wondered the same about her. I met up with Lovey and Macon at the Dewey's Island main dock. They were talking to a tall man with red hair and a trimmed beard. He turned toward me when I walked close. Well, hey, there, you're Jake Potter, right? Yes, sir. My name's Randall Piper. I'm the fire chief of the island. Everybody calls me Chief Rand. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chief Rand. I heard Lovey giggle beside me. I know your dad back when we were kids. We were best friends. I looked at him carefully. You're the kid with the red hair in his photograph, hanging on the tree trunk. That'd be me, he replied with a laugh. Best tree climber this island's ever seen. When he smiled, I recognized the boy in the picture. You're Red. He tossed back his head and laughed again. Haven't heard that in a while. Only your dad called me that. How's he doing? Any news? His question felt like a sucker punch. I stuck my hands in my pockets and looked at my feet. My mom says he's got a long recovery. I sucked in my breath. He lost his leg. No, Chief Rand whispered. Dang, that's a lot to take in. I'm so sorry, Jake. He closed his eyes and went silent for a moment. Then, after a forced exhale, here's one thing I know for sure. Your daddy's got a fighter spirit. He doesn't know the word quit. No, sir. He gave me a gentle squeeze on the shoulder. He's alive, and that's what we have to remember. This is tough, but he'll pull through this, Jake. Strong as ever. Nothing ever stops Eric Potter. Rand gave me a slap on the back. You've got to believe in that. Believe it for him. I nodded, then turned my head. I didn't want him to see the tears in my eyes. I slipped off my backpack and reached inside to get the envelope. I held it in my hand, feeling its weight. Inside was my letter and a page of my drawings. For you, Dad, I thought. I dropped it into the mailbox. A letter to your dad? Chief Rand asked. Yes, Chief Rand, sir. I'm sure hearing from you will do him a lot of good. I tugged my ball cap down over my eyes. Thanks, I've got to go. I turned and began walking away from the dock. Lovey and Macon walked by my side in silence all the way back to my cart. Hey, I'm sorry, bro, Macon said, laid his arm over my shoulder. I'm sure he'll be okay, Lovey said, then surprised me with a hug. My arms froze at my sides with her arms wrapped around me. Lovey quickly let go and toyed with her silver sea turtle necklace. We all stood there in another awkward moment of silence. What should we do today? Macon asked. I shrugged. I don't care. Want to go to the beach? Asked Lovey. It's low tide, so we could check out the tide pools, see what kinds of creatures we find in them. I shook my head and wiped beds of sweat off my brow. It's too hot. I knew I sounded like a grump, but I felt like one. Why don't we go chill at my house? My kid asked. Want to play some video games? I thought of Lovey telling me that video games were not allowed, but that was at her house, not Macon's house. But she didn't seem to care, and today I didn't care either. I just wanted to get out of the sun and get my mind off my dad. I'm sure, I said with a shrug. Why not? We all hopped into our carts. The black plastic steering wheel felt hot to touch. Macon led the way to his house.